Not your average tabletop. Woohoo!
Welcome to Not Your Average Tabletop. I'm Zach,
And I'm Mac.
and today we're going to give our first impressions of Summoner Wars. So this is a game we've played one time now.
One time.
It was one that ended up getting on sale during Nerds Day. It was pretty much based on the fact that Tom and Roy at the Dice Tower really, really enjoy this game. And we've recently become more fans of like Unmatched, which is kind of a battling game. This is another two-player kind of battling game on a board. So a little bit, well, some similarities.
Yeah.
But then you've got the dice manipulation as well. So we got into our first play of this one. And I guess what do you think about it?
Yes.
Wow.
I don't know. It's good. Like you said, it's very much like Unmatched, where you have kind of a deck of cards that allow you, kind of some different things, and there's kind of some strict movement spots or whatever that you can do, and so I thought that was really unique. I did kind of wonder about the magic aspect, because I think the track goes up to like 21, and I think the highest I ever got was like 6, and that was by like dumping a handful of cards, which was probably not a good move, because you kind of need those cards.
You ended up whooping me.
Barely.
And you had a lot of cards left too.
Barely.
Barely.
So I don't know, that piece, I was like, I thought I would be getting more magic based on this track, and so I just don't know if I played something wrong or like if I just didn't get it, but like I felt like mine too were very cheap cards, so that could be why I wasn't getting a lot of magic, just because like they cost me like 0 or 1 to put out in most cases. I think the medium one was like a 3, and then it jumped to like 5 and 6 and 7. So it was good though. I enjoyed beating you. I enjoyed my frost giant wall. I'd be hard pressed to choose a different one after that play. I was like, that was great. I love having like a little wall I can move around and protect myself with, and stuff like that. But yeah, it was unique and different than Unmatched, and had some kind of different aspects that I thought were fairly fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. I probably liked it a little bit more than you did the first play. I think the board lays out a turn structure really well, because it's got every step you're going to take. Since it's only a two-player game, it's almost just a player aid that's on the board itself.
Yeah.
Because that's where you track your magic and stuff too. So I think that part's really solid, and the movement in this game makes sense. And luckily, there's not any too much, like, at least with the sets we played with. I know there's a lot of expansion type content. We just have the base game and have only played it once. Like you had the Frost people, and I had ones. So yours were kind of like a line of defense to kind of block you, it seemed like.
They were like Norse dwarfs, I think is what they were called, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And mine were like almost nature-like tree people that had a lot of range type combat, it seemed like. And
a rhino.
They did more like synergy type based things where they were putting on the I forget the name of it. The boosts on each other and being able to power up and use those boosts. I think it seemed like they did that a lot more than any of yours really did.
I didn't have a single boost.
Yeah, so
mine was all forcing and target movement.
Yeah, and that's what I really liked about the game. That kind of felt similar to Unmatched, where they both felt pretty different. So I'm really interested in trying the other 4 decks that we did not try and see kind of how those are. And then also maybe once we've maybe played with all of them, they do say you can kind of build your own deck, but I'd be interested to see kind of how that works, if it even does.
Yeah.
But
there's all the expansion decks too.
Yeah, you could get a lot of different things for this one, I think, if you really, really enjoyed it. But yeah, I'm excited to definitely give it a few more plays. I think the dice rolling is interesting. It brings a little more luck factor in, I think, than a game like Unmatched, because that you always know what your opponent's which cards they've played, so you know if they have things. So once you get to know the whole deck that they have, you know what they can do. Whereas this one, you know what they can do, but if you keep rolling bad and they keep rolling well, that's going to throw off your plans a little bit. It might have happened to me a couple times.
You might know how that goes.
But no, otherwise it's a solid, fun game, and I look forward to playing it.
Yeah.
I'd probably give it about a 7 to 7.5 after that first play.
Yeah, I'd probably give it about a 7, 6.5, somewhere in there. I wouldn't say that these player versus player games are ultimately my favorite style of game. They require a different type of thought process than I think I'm used to thinking, and so it's kind of like when we got down to the end of the game, it was like, okay, it's like me and 2 of my people versus 2 of your people, and I was like, somehow I have to corner trap, somehow like we have to get at each other, and I think we were both playing non-aggressive for the most part with our summoners, and so I think that was like, oh boy, because it felt like chess then, of like, you backed the king into the corner, so now how do you get to him, like, kind of a thing. And it's just an abstract strategy thought that I'm not familiar with, and so games like this and Unmatched, I think, are going to be learning curves, you know, for people who aren't naturally inclined that way.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, but I'd definitely say if you like 2-player games or play a lot of your games 2 players and you're looking for some sort of kind of battling game, I think this would be a good one to at least check out and see if it seems like something for you. You can check out our unboxing of it if you want to kind of see some of the components and cards that are used in this game. It's not too much in the box, mainly just the cards. Yeah, otherwise we hope to see you on that video, and as always, don't forget to
Keep on nibbling.
on our content.